I think there was like something like I think we at least try. I mean, I don't know. Like we're starting with a 16-year-old sequel, right? And it's Croc 3. But like we at least tried to make it at least semi-smart sort of things. Like
sure.
I think the gay bar scene. I think the gay bar scene that we had was he goes into the gay bar, has a drink, and has a great time.
Got it.
I think that would have been funny.
But has no idea
that would have been
that they're gay.
Yeah. Because he runs out like right away, like or even him with a bunch of women cross-dressing. He didn't get that they were men.
Well, his friend didn't get that the host was a cross-dresser.
Yeah, he actually did get that.
Yes, he did.
He did get that. He was
looked
on
to the
her.
camera, going, "Well, that's his problem."
Right, exactly. Like, we didn't want to make fun of... Like, we thought it would be funnier if he's just like, I met the greatest group of guys.
I
like,
think
he just
that
had
would have
no
been
concept
funny,
of what was going on in the scene. We thought that was...
Yes,
that was true
I
to
think
the
you're right.
character.
I think Croc works best when he's sort of joyfully innocent.
Yeah, where he's like truly a fish out of water.
Yes.
Right, and has sort of this in the first movie he has like a super positive outlook, on everything, and it's literally like, and jokes aside, the most obviously the most famous scene, it's not even a threatening it's like that's not a knife, this is a knife,
right.
And it's not an angry thing, it's a bragging thing,
right?
Like he's just pushing it aside.
By the way, Matthew, in our very cynical world, I think we need Croc 4.
Can I tell you something hilarious?
Yeah.
Our agent, we actually have a contract when we agreed to do it. If there is a Croc 4, he has to offer it to us first.
Amazing.
We still have the rights of first refusal on Croc 4.
Well, Matthew, you might be getting that because I'm looking at this article on IMDb that says that his money manager stole $34 million from him.
What?
No.
Yes.
I saw that. He's having some tax problems, too. You know what's amazing is that $34 million probably doesn't mean that much to him.
Wow.
He's literally that wealthy.
Wow. That is
Which is why the guy
mind-boggling.
could steal it.
Well, I mean, it says here that he allegedly helped him hide money in a Swiss account in order to avoid taxes.
Oh, Jesus.
And he made off with $34 million of it. And Australia has a warrant out for Philip Eagleshaw, who is behind this country's largest tax evasion scheme.
Crikey.
There's the plot.
There is the plot. He's got
there you go.
Croc in Switzerland.
Well, now you alluded to the fact that he's kind of a jerk. So when did the jerk side pop out? Besides,
so here's when the jerk side comes out. So so we turn in the movie. He rewrites it the way he does, where he just basically makes everything like much more obvious and much more dull and whatever.
It's all fixed now.
It's never going to be a great movie, but we were trying to make it at least slightly clever.
Right. All right. So now you hand in the script. It's watered down, and now he becomes a jerk. How is
right, because so whatever, it's fine. So he does it, but basically he then takes our name off the script. And
wow.
We need to have, so he turns it in, and he wants sole writing credit.
Wow.
Again, this is a guy who this is Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, Croc 3, produced by Paul Hogan, based on characters created by Paul Hogan, starring Paul Hogan. He's in every frame of the movie, Paul Hogan.
Yeah.
But he still needs sole writing credit. And it would have been fine with us. It's not like we were proud of it.
Right.
The problem is that because of the contract we'd signed, and anyone listening that's a member of the Writers Guild, like to get residuals and to get certain contractual bonuses, we needed to have writing credit.
Yeah.
Like we were going to get a bonus if it got made and we had writing credit, or at least partial writing credit. So we needed to have writing credit because the whole reason we wrote the damn thing was for money. It was a pure money kick, obviously. Mm-hmm. So once Paul Hogan basically said, I want sole writing credit, the line was drawn in the sand, and it was either us or him for writing credit.
Oh, man. So you had to go against him and fight him for...
You had to arbitrate against him.
Did you have to go, sit there in arbitration with him, or you went separately?
Yeah.
So
that's not a pen. This is a pen.
Right. That's not a first draft. This is a first draft. Right. So, and we go and... We turn in our draft to the Writers Guild, and we have to make our presentation to a 3-person board. He does the same thing. He turns in his draft to the second version of the script.
Yeah.
And then they look at the final shooting script. And because he's a producer on the movie, he needed to have created 50% of the movie. Like that's the sort of the Writers Guild, at least at the time that was the rule. And basically, he loses. He loses 3-0. They vote for us.
Wow.
Amazing.
So he then appeals the decision, which is allowed. The appeal goes through. He loses 3-0 again.
He could have just shut his mouth and shared screenwriting credit and made more money.
Yeah.
We never would have fought it. We turned it in, actually. The first draft of the script that we turned in had all three of our names written by the three of us.
So he just was trying to get more money. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So now, and then
I don't even think it was money. I think it's literally ego. I think the whole reason you asked, why he wanted to be a star again. He wanted to, be in a universe where, hey, we're making another Croc movie. He's the big star. He's got the big trailer. It's all about him.
It's kind of like the Sylvester Stallone. His name is on like every movie as a writer. And I'm looking at Paul Hogan's IMDb page, and he wrote Lightning Jack, Almost an Angel. He's listed as a writer on every one of his movies.
Right. So that's sort of his thing or whatever. So now he's lost 9-0. He's lost the appeal. He's lost the appeal of the appeal. So we're like, okay. So then he starts threatening to sue the Writers Guild. And he starts doing all the press.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And he's trashing us in public. Like if you search for if you Google Paul Hogan sues Writers Guild or Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, WGA or anything like that, you'll see he talks about wanting to sue the Writers Guild for writing credit and that he really wrote it and that these two guys, Matthew Barry and Eric Abrams, don't deserve credit and everything like that. So now we're in this really public battle about this movie that we're not real proud of. We wanted screen credit just for the movie. But it's one of those things that's maybe you date somebody that you're not real proud of.
Yeah.
You're at a place and you're like, look, I need some companionship, but really don't want to publicize this too much. Sort of thing.
I've been there. Yeah.
We've all been in relationships like that, right?
Sure.
Where we're dating a horrible person that we want our friends to not know about, and we want to keep them secret.
Yeah.
So we tell everybody we don't know them.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah,
so this is the thing. We didn't want
we're all horrible people, right, Matthew?
That we're the Croc 3 writers.
Yeah, you're right. Of course.
Yes.
We wanted screen credit so we could make the money.
Yeah.
So now we're in this big public dispute where we literally have to get up and fight very publicly. Yes, we wrote the movie, not Paul. You know what I mean? We can't sit there and say we didn't write. You know what I mean? It's this horrible, awkward thing where we have to very publicly say no, we're the writers of this horrible, shitty movie. You know what I mean?
And we're fighting to be the writers.
Right, exactly. We are fighting to get credit for this terrible movie.
Right.
Oh, that's the hilarious thing too. Is when the poster first came out, when it said written by, it said pending. They wouldn't put names on there initially.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
A lot of people are like, "Who's pending?"
And then
who's pending?
Pending is really
pending. I want to read more from this.
Yes,
it's directed by
pending.
Alan Smithy.
Did you guys...
It's a fake name that they put when they don't know.
Did you guys ever have a face-off at all? Did you?
We sort of. I mean, we went to the premiere, and they were contractually obligated to give us 4 tickets, 2 each for the premiere, and they're the last 2 seats. The rest of the cast and the director and everything, they're all front and center. We were literally in the last row in the back corner. You go to the premiere, they wouldn't let us walk the red carpet. And then it's just a horrible, horrible experience because we're just treated like pariahs. And the guy that was whoever was the lowest person at Paramount got stuck with handling us. And he's just yeah, sorry, Paul Hogan said, you guys can't be anywhere near him. And really.
Wow.
Because we want, I don't know, so it was just a horrible experience from start to finish. And he was such a terrible human being to us. And
and he was such a liar because you wrote the damn thing. So he was living this lie.
And he knew that he was living a lie.
Christ.
So do you come face to face with him?
At one point we ran into him after the movie. We were exiting at the same time he was or something like that.
Uh-oh.
And we're and I think I said something. I was I literally said, "Hey, Paul, gosh, the movie turned out swell." I said something really like that, and he just looked at me, and he didn't say anything. He walked on.
Wow.
Wow.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Now, do your children play with his children these days?
Yes.
Or, Yes. Yes.
We become great friends. I'm working on Croc 4 now.
Your children have like a Romeo and Juliet, like star-crossed lovers scenario happening.
And
yeah.
But then this is basically what took you from the world of writing TV and film into writing a very successful fantasy football column and giving you all your success now. And you can read about this story and even more in your new book, Fantasy Life, which you can get at fantasylifethebook.com. But this is an amazing story and good to get some insight on what this is. So for our last question, high-low, one thing you're proud of, one thing you're embarrassed by.
One thing I'm proud of, it's a very small moment. It's a very small moment at the beginning of the movie. He gets in the limo and the driver hands him a headshot. Thinks somehow that they're important and hands him a headshot. And Paul Hogan takes out his wallet and hands him a picture of him and his kid, thinking this is what you do in L.A.
I like that, too.
I did like that joke, too, yeah.
I like that, too.
So, yeah, I thought that was a small moment, and I thought that was very true to the character, and I thought that was kind of funny. So that's one thing that, that sort of survived as we wrote it. In terms of what we're embarrassed by, pretty much the rest of the movie.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Hey, we're pitching family comedy. That's what we are trying to do. We are literally saying, like, there's not going to be any, like, pee-pee or poo-poo jokes. This is a movie you can take your 6-year-old to and not worry about, because something about Mary was the big thing. So we're saying this, and the whole thing is building towards a wedding. He's actually going to make an honest woman of Sue. That's the name of the character, of Linda's character, I think. And so he says, what about something where, he says, I think the teacher's probably got the hots for me, or something like that, likes my, charm. We're like, all right, fine. So we do that. He tells us basically to write a woman hitting on him.
Sure.
So we're like, okay, fine. So we do that. And we do that. And we'd actually said, well, like, someone should hit on you, but let's do it at the gay bar. And you're not aware that he's hitting on you at all.
Really
and you're
funny,
just getting
He's
along
like,
great.
no way.
Yeah.
Again, this is whatever. This is however long was the movie out? Like 15 years ago?
Sure.
I mean, this is what sounds old, like kind of old stale jokes now, was at least slightly fresh back then.
Yeah. 11 years ago, it was good. It was
right. So anyway, so he didn't want to do that, but he wanted the teacher to hit on him. So we're like, fine, the teacher. So we write that scene, and then we take long Silkwood showers after it. But whatever, we write the scene. And then the movie comes out and we see it, and not only has the teacher hitting on him, but you remember the rollerblader?
Yes,
that's what we were just talking about.
Right, and we're just like, good God, how many women are hitting on this 50-year-old dude?
She is not only hitting on him, but she stops short, rollerblading on Venice Beach Boulevard there to like throw herself at him, and then have a mini she has a mini monologue to herself where she's like, I mean, what am I doing? Just talking to a cowboy on the side of the street?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's gay.
Yeah.
Not my experience out here. It's cold, distant eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is too good. I finally bumped into a cute cowboy. He's a little more Robert Redford's vintage than Brad Pitt's, but that's okay, because he's got a mansion in Beverly Hills, and plus he's got custody of his kid. That means he'd be a good dad to my Cindy. And this is... Oh, there's a cat, Trey, because nothing this good ever happens to me. I mean, you're not available. You're gay, right?
Most of the time. Pretty happy, yeah.
Of course! Cute cowboy, Venice Beach. Had to be gay. What was I thinking? Boy, she was a chatterbox.
Yeah, mate. An American woman.
She's got a nice ass.
Yeah.
If you want to ask me what's the most embarrassing scene, for me, it's that.
Yeah, that is a big one, yeah.
Well, because it's so out of place in the movie. It makes no sense. No one talks like that. It's not real at all. It's not based in any sort of thing. It's entirely about his ego.
That
scene
amazing.
is entirely about his ego, which is sort of emblematic of the whole movie.